actually crazy. I haven't seen Blizzard communicate with the StarCraft community in a very long time. Every once in a while, there's like a balance update, but the communication doesn't really feel like, it's a one-way direction, and it really doesn't. We really are the neglected stepchild. Yeah. Soon the game is gonna be older than 18 years, and I think Blizzard is gonna kick us out altogether, whatever that means. They will no longer be financially responsible for any of our doings. Actually, in the Netherlands, I learned that apparently the age for that is 21. Anyways, StarCraft 2 editor map publishing is once again online. Hey everyone, we've re-enabled map publishing. If you come across any issues, please flag them in the comments, and I'll pass them along to the team. There's a StarCraft team? Doubt it. Doubt it. If there is a team, I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea what they're doing all day. No, I'm assuming he's talking about like the folks that like run the server or something. There's not even 2 people. There's no way. Elliot, Blizzard Elliot. It says Blizzard PR manager. Hold up, maybe we can like snoop on his. Where is he? Yeah, see? Yeah, see? He's not a main. He's not a StarCraft main. He's already posting an Overwatch. Wouldn't be surprised if he does a little bit of like Diablo or something. He posted on /r, but it doesn't matter though. We have a little bit of communication. This is honestly, like all memes aside, a really big deal. Because you've basically not been able to publish any new maps for ages. So hey everyone, it's been a while since our last update, and we are very much appreciating everybody's time. Today we have re-enabled map publishing for StarCraft 2. If you encounter any map problem, blah, blah, let us know. All right. So hey everyone, back in April, so this is April 2025, we saw reports of malicious users forcing inappropriate videos onto other players through custom game lobbies. This is kind of an issue you run into with user-generated content that isn't automatically checked by a human, right? Like maybe you can have an AI checking it or something if things are hyper-cursed. But basically the way that like I think StarCraft 2 works is that you can upload a custom game to the StarCraft 2 arcade that you've made using the editor, and you can inject stuff into that thing. And basically the policy that Blizzard seems to have had up until right now is that they cross their fingers and they hope nobody posts bad stuff. It worked well, though, for like a decade plus. I'm not sure if they've actually made any changes, because last year, this happened a few times. Last year, I don't remember exactly what type of video it was, but you can make an educated guess. I haven't actually seen the videos myself, but from what I understand, they like basically uploaded an arcade map to StarCraft 2 that had, some stuff in there that probably shouldn't have been there. So we identified those users and have removed their access to StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2 is a free-to-play game. We can... Anyways, at the same time, we've disabled the ability to upload custom map content through the Galaxy editor so we could fix the bug that was being abused. Since then, we've been working on multiple updates to the custom game service so that we could turn publishing back on. So this was an issue in the past, and here was the solution from what I understand. Blizzard at the time took offline user publishing. I'm just, by the way, parroting what I read on the internet. I haven't actually double-checked any of this, but from what I understand, they took it offline, waited a half year, and then re-enabled it without changing anything. Basically hoping that the folks that were being abusive just kind of lost interest. It's really a great solution. I'm hoping that they've actually done something this time around so it can actually stay online. While the work is ongoing, we wanted to provide a space here on the forums where we could share updates as things progress. So, February 24, 2026, map publishing has been re-enabled. Let's start at the bottom, I guess. So, April 21st, 2025, map publishing from the Galaxy editor disabled. May 30th, first update is now live in all regions to allow Blizzard to filter bad videos. Oh, okay. I didn't even know this. If you have previously published a map that calls on a video and that video is no longer playing, then please create a topic with the link to your map. Okay. June 20th, we've made several improvements to the services that run custom game lobbies and are currently in QA testing. Okay. We've re-enabled publishing for a subset of users as a test. Right. So rather than like everybody being able to make their stuff, which is ultimately really good, right? Because like if you make a custom map, Ultimately, that is how competitive StarCraft is still viable in 2026. People actually making, you know, maps. You could just publish it, but I think basically now the way it worked for a while is only if your account was like pre-approved to upload. So, you know, I guess it was better than nothing, but obviously suboptimal, right? Because then you just keep everything very small. During testing, so this is in July, we have identified some issues 2 days later that still need to be resolved, and we're disabling publishing for the subset of users once again. Thank you for your continued patience. September. It's been a while since this topic was updated, but we wanted to assure those following it for information that this project and the work is still ongoing. We'll continue to use this location to share any additional information we can in the future. December, we have performed game maintenance and deployed an update in our ongoing work to harden custom games against abuse. These updates will deploy with region-specific maintenance over the next couple of days. Map publishing will not be re-enabled with this maintenance. And now, apparently, map publishing has been re-enabled yet again. Okay. This is honestly a big deal. Like, this is... I mean, maybe this is the bare minimum, right? But I was honestly a little bit concerned that Blizzard wasn't ever gonna, like, re-enable this. Because if you think about it from their point of view, right? Like, if you consider the game strictly business, why would you run the risk on a game that you're not making any money on? Or barely any money on? I mean, the servers is gonna be expensive. Why would you run the risk of, like, a potential PR disaster of people uploading some really messed up stuff to the game? Because obviously you end up being at least partially responsible for it. You could get some really nasty news. Like, why would you run the risk? The fact that they've actually updated it really helps StarCraft 2. And yeah, even though I've been pretty negative over the last couple of years, this is nice to see. I do hope, though, that it's at this point, like, resolved. From what I understand, anything you change to StarCraft 2 is really hard now because it's all hanging together with legacy code that people made like a decade and a half plus ago. And none of the people that wrote any of the original coding are still at Blizzard. So I think that probably explains why it took so long. I wonder if that also means, though, that, like, somebody actually was given the time to, like, learn legacy coding? Maybe somebody in the chat knows. Do you guys know? I know there's a lot of software engineers. If you have to figure this problem out, and this seems to be pretty specific, would you have to learn how the legacy code at least partially works? Like, has somebody been given the time at Blizzard to, like, actually teach themselves? Partially, yes. Huh. That could also certainly be useful, though, for other bugs that are, like, less critical than this, but might also need fixing, like the Master League border bug and all the little things that, like, have cropped up over the years. They did that with WoW Classic? Yeah, but World of Warcraft Classic makes a stupid amount of money. And StarCraft 2, for better or for worse, doesn't. Yeah, does that... Okay, I guess that's my question. I think it's fair to say that back in April, nobody really at Blizzard was likely too confident in doing any sort of coding for StarCraft 2 other than the absolute basics. Is it fair to say that at least somebody is now at least somewhat competent? I don't really know how this works, but it kind of sounds like it. Like, why otherwise would it take a year? Yeah, they fixed the editor uploading, so you can once more publish your maps and all that, which is huge. Pretty cool. I kind of wish they, like, expanded on this for a little bit to explain why it took so long. But anyways, at least it's back online, and that means we can do the first threat I see. The first threat I see. Blizzard are monkeys. Bunch of monkeys behind the team. This is proof. Simple editor bugs go unfixed since at least 2019. Another turn off publishing for a whole year. Post after post, thread after thread. People ask for feedback, but the posts get locked or deleted. Your techs aren't smart enough to add a trusted whitelist, let alone fix a vulnerability. The staff via web tickets even has the gall to say they can't communicate with the dev team. And the only way to communicate with the dev team are the forums, which are dead. Good job, Blizzard. This was 20 days ago. I'm sure Sentinel has made an update since. Gonna have to agree now that the Warcraft 3 mod bugs... Wait, no, this is 3 hours ago. They fixed it. They fixed it. Publishing re-enabled. E-enabled. You Doom posters can shut up now. I was able to publish my custom mod. Awesome. Just under a year. LOL. The Warcraft 3 mods are still disabled, preventing most from publishing it. Hilarious. I wonder how it actually works at Blizzard at the moment. I'm fairly sure that there is like a team that is responsible for the classic games, right? But like under the category of classic games, we have StarCraft, StarCraft 2, we have Diablo 2. Obviously, that just had some new content for that. Even Diablo 3 is part of it. Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. They obviously did republish Warcraft 1 and 2 recently as well, so that must have been taking quite a bit of time. You have Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm actually does get regular updates, and but I'm pretty sure the way that it works is that there's like a very small team, maybe like 5 dudes, that are basically in charge of all of that. And that may explain why it takes such a long time too, man. But at least Blizzard, like, I was kind of concerned, honestly. So this was also kind of like something that I sort of saw between the lines, or at least read on the internet quite frequently, that people are just kind of crossing their fingers and hoping Blizzard doesn't shut down the servers. Which would be really rough to do. But how expensive is it to run the StarCraft 2 servers for a game that doesn't make any money? Biggest RTS in the world? Yeah. Obviously, it is now all owned by Microsoft. Now, Microsoft also owns, for example, Age of Empires, and they have continued production on Age of Empires 4, Age of Empires 2. There's like a rumor that maybe Age of Empires 5 is in the works. I wonder if, like, just because of the sheer size of the company, that this is just like the absolute bottom rung and that it just takes forever for any of the StarCraft stuff to come online. No, but like seriously, if you are, it seems crazy to me. I understand that StarCraft 2 will never make the big bucks if you compare it to like Call of Duty, right? Like, it's not on the same level. But if we are investing money into making stuff for Age of Empires 2, should you not, like, make a StarCraft 2 co-op commander twice a year? Like, they're already done. The work has already been finished. People have already made it. Like, all the stuff is in the game. The skins are in the game, the commanders, the personalities, the voice lines, all of it is already there. Like, if you want to make a little bit of money, how many people do you think, like, if you were to make a guess, how many people do you think would buy a StarCraft 2 co-op commander? How many people would reinstall StarCraft 2 because there is a new co-op commander? Previously, they sold them for €5. They could easily sell them for €10 in 2026. There's gotta be so many people, man. It would definitely pay for running the servers for a long time. They obviously just made a Warcraft, or sorry, a Diablo 2 class. Like, they made the Warlock in Diablo 2, which is honestly pretty sick as well. So there are folks that are, like, doing things. You know, there's people that are doing stuff for the classic games.
Heart emoji.
Hey, thank you, The Vision. Thank you for the 31. Dude, the roguelike campaign, entirely community made? How much money could they sell? Like, if they had an official support for a roguelike campaign, which basically increases the replayability of the campaign like 100-fold, they could do so many cool things. We call him the janitor in Heroes of the Storm. We call him the intern in StarCraft 2, Cardena. He's the janitor and the intern? That's incredible. He's got a lot of work. It's a lot of stuff to take care of. Anyways, at the very least, this is a step in the right direction. This is honestly a big deal. It is gonna allow so much easier, like so many more easy competitions can be run because of this. It's really nice.